Is this okay? Can you hear me? It's not right? No. Hello? Hello? Switch to another one. I think now it's okay. Now it's okay. Okay. So, hello, good morning everyone. So, my name is Vicente Navarro. It's a real pleasure to be here in this forum. I really enjoy engaging with the IGS community. And today I'm going to talk about this project on behalf of the whole GSSC team at ISA. So I think that I don't really need to go into the details of why the GNSS signal is so important. I think that this is a perfect example of the many benefits that the GNSS signal, beyond positioning, navigation, and timing, can actually deliver to the society. And today I'm going to focus on the data that is generated by this GNSS signal, which represents a treasure trove, a mine of data for innovative solutions. Because the GNSS signal, as we all know here, provides global coverage, is well characterized because we have a huge community analyzing and making sure that it's continuously monitored beyond the operational services also by the scientific community. And well, we know very well here, 30 years and counting, that we have a long baseline of data that we can analyze and we can benefit. So this is really something unique of the GNSS signal. And for this reason, at the European Space Agency, like 7 years ago, we set up this GNSS Science Support Center, which is part of the navigation science. That is a joint effort of the Navigation Directorate and the Science Directorate to actually maximize the return of the GNSS signal for science. And you can see here the operations room. You are all invited if you come to ISA to Spain in Madrid to visit us. We will be very glad. Some of you already passed by. And well, the GSSC Support Center, which is much more than this facility, actually has a study with 5 goals that I'm going to introduce today. So the first, well, beyond the facility, the physical facility, what really delivers our impact, let's say, is the different systems that are available online. So the first one that you will find is the GSSC home portal. If you go to gss.isa.int or you search for GNSS Science, it's the first hit that you will find in Google, because we are focused on science, even though you will see that the impact of the systems goes beyond science. So just go to the portal and you will find webinars, you will find all the documentation, and you will find all the systems that I'm going to present here today. So when it comes to GNSS data, the first goal of the GNSS Science Support Center is to actually provide quick access and long-term preservation for ISA and non-ISA GNSS data. And that's the reason why in 2017 we became an IGS global data center. And the first data that we are proud to host in our GNSS repository is actually the IGS data, the one that is generated by this international initiative that has been working for so many years in a successful way. So high quality data, monitor, and all this data that you are very well aware of the relevance and the impact that it can generate. So you go there and you find the information, and we will always maintain this FTP or HTTP access for your data in this structure of directories that you all know very well, you navigate and so on and so forth. This is what I kind of, well, some people here might not know, but this is what I will refer in my presentation as the blockbuster approach. And you will see later why I refer to the blockbuster approach, okay? You know, Blockbuster was a video DVD chain. You were going to Blockbuster, picking up a DVD, and then you go home. Young people maybe don't know about this. I'm a bit older, but okay, you will understand later why I'm saying this. And this is basically what we have in that GNSS repository. We have data from IGS, as you see, we have data from ISA, we have data from ILRS. Our data is to put together all those datasets that are relevant for GNSS science or GNSS research, GNSS activities. So it's not just limited to pure GNSS observables, you have information from many different places, and this is more or less the evolution of the visitors and the access to our website on a quarterly basis, and the collections that we host there, as I was saying before, not just IGS collections, but also GOTCHER mission. For example, there's a GNSS GPS receiver on board GOTCHER, so we have the data from GOTCHER. So we try to put together so that it's easy to go there and find information. And well, it's not just public data, we also have privileged data. Privileged data, and as you can see, we started with the IGS data, so most of the data was public in 2021. This is the first statistic we have here. But gradually we are getting more and more privileged data. So we also have data that is available upon registration. So you register and you can access some data. Some of this data, for example, is for ESA projects that are maybe starting and then they will become public. We have data from our colleagues from the Navigation Support Office. They are using our repository for storing data and maybe processing data. We have, for example, Geoscience Australia. We are discussing with Geoscience Australia to make the data from Geoscience Australia also available. So we store it in our repository, but it's still not public. Once we agree on the metadata, then we will make it public. So this data is kind of phased in, becoming later public data. And this takes me to the second portal that I'm actually going to present today, which is the real innovation that we try to bring to the table with GSSC. So this is the digital platform, what we call GSSC now, which is kind of a Netflix approach that you will see later why I'm referring to Netflix now. So if you go to gssc.isa.int/now, you will find it. And the other goal that we have there is, this is also available in other places. So basically we have an Explorer, a browser that allows you to go through the different areas. Let's see whether this works. How I do? Okay, yeah. So here you can see a set of filters, and you can actually search for scientific domains. So if you are interested in fundamental physics and meteorology, there are different elements there, so that you can filter through resource types. You can filter in the sense that you can filter on ionospheric products, you can filter on tropospheric products, you can filter on formats like RAINX4, RAINX3, all these kind of filters that we have here. So then you can here select different stations that are actually easily selectable through the user interface. You can select here the keywords. There's a time selector, time picker, where you can select the actual range of data that you want to select, and in the end you get here the data that, or the entries that you're actually interested in. So the other goal here is to provide seamless browsing of these 200 million GNSS assets that we have. And the 140 terabytes of data, you can easily navigate through them, because I think that I don't need to ask you to raise your hand and say who is enjoying going through the directories and finding the data that I'm interested in. I don't think that this is a pleasant activity. Actually, it consumes pretty much a lot of time from our people. So the idea here is to change the paradigm. So we want to move from actually looking for the data to bring the code to the data. So we want to actually get our algorithms delivered and stored in the repository so that you can work with the data directly where it is needed. And for that, we offer a marketplace where you can actually push your containers, your applications, and work with the data directly where the data is needed. So you don't need to download the data, you upload your applications packaged in a different way that we provide. And these kind of applications, you can select whether they are desktop-based or web-based. So you can use JupyterLab if you're familiar with Google Colab. You can actually use kind of Google Colab, which is JupyterLab, or you can even push your own applications like GLab, which is a Polytechnic University of Catalonia application desktop-based. And with this, you can see here, you can access, this is the repository, so you have the data directly there. You don't need to download anything, you can access the data directly where it is needed. And you also have a kind of Dropbox, which is the area where you can put your information. And in this area, you upload your own private data, and you can merge that data with the data in the repository. So this is another folder that you will find in your application. And the process is simple. You go to the marketplace, you find your application, you launch it, you use it, and you switch like in another desktop-based application. And you can put everything together, and then you can basically discover the data and select the data and say, I want to use that data into a given application. And in that case, you just select the application where you want to add the data, and it will show up here in that folder, which is called selection. And then you will have your data ready to be used in your application. So the other goal that we have is that once you have put all this data together, you put the models or the applications together and the visualization tools together, then you can actually enable applications that are artificial intelligence based. So this is the next step to enable also the implementation of digital twins. Because if you have all these things in the same place, you can start combining data with models and visualization. And this is what these applications that are actually projects from the Navigation Innovation and Support Program are coming and delivered through the GSSC now. Here, these two applications, Camariot and GNSS Machine Learning Demonstrator, were deployed with their data on the platform so that people can go there and launch them immediately and deliver a short time to market for the implementation of the NIA-based solution. So, in the end, the final goal is to enable GNSS open science. So, we want you to contribute with your applications. We have at least data sets and applications that at the end of the project end up in a repository, maybe, and not really finding a place to live, and we can package them application together with data and provide them through this platform so that we ensure long-term preservation of the application. So if you're interested, you can go to this page where you can contribute with your data sets or with your data labs. Data lab is the applications that are living in the platform. And along these lines, we also want to make sure that the applications are actually easy to be referred and they can actually easy be to include it in the paper, and also the paper can be reproduced. So these FAIR principles, findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. So we try to promote the implementation of DOIs, digital object identifiers, so that people can actually refer easily to either a data set or even a data lab, the application itself. So that you can say, okay, this is the data identifier of the application that I have created in my paper. You can go to the GSSC platform and actually use it. So, well, what's next? Now we are in beta, so this is not ready. Actually, the GSSC team is working together now to put together new hardware for the implementation phase. We have 200 users right now registered. You get here the invitation code IGS 2024. So if you just go to the registration page and you introduce that code in the invitation code field, you will immediately get access. So this is basically for friends and collaborators, so you are trusted collaborators and you will get immediate access to this. And another interesting thing is that, yeah, we are now preparing for the implementation of this GNSS mission. I'm not going to provide many details because there's this presentation in session 5 about GNSS mission and all the details of the mission, so I'm not going to spoil anything. And just to let you know that this is a combined initiative with the Navigation Support Office where the GSSC Now platform will be used for the data storage and distribution and potentially for exploration. So just as a summary, these are the 5 goals of the GSSC Now. So the foundation is to have a good repository where IGS is at the core. Then on top of this good repository, we have built this discovery and dissemination tools so that you can access the information. Then the next step is you build the possibility to analyze the data directly where the data is living, and with this you open new opportunities for artificial intelligence, digital twins, IT crowdsourcing, and open citizen science. And with this, I have concluded my presentation, so if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them.